Hello and welcome to In Touch with Durham County, the show designed to provide you with information about Durham County government people, programs, and services. I'm your host, Deborah Craig-Ray, Chief Communications Officer. Today we are so pleased to have on the show two outstanding guests. In segment one, we'll introduce you to County Commissioner Stephen Valentine. He's one of three new commissioners who took office in December and has literally hit the ground running. Demographics show that Durham is an aging community. Some 22% of Durham County's population is the baby boomer generation. The goal is to provide seniors and adults with the security they need so that they can live peacefully in their golden years. And Travis Williams, the Assistant Director of Aging and Adult Services for our Department of Social Services, joins us in our second segment to talk about this phenomenon and an important upcoming event, the Aging Gracefully Resource Fair. So let's begin our conversation. Commissioner Valentine, thank you so much for joining us today.
Ms. Deborah Craig-Ray, it is an honor to be with you today, and thank you for your many years of service to Durham County.
Well, it's definitely been my honor.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to a good conversation today.
I look forward to it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, tell us, if you would, a little bit about yourself and your background. Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school?
So I'm sure this is not new news, but I'm not actually a Durhamite. I actually grew up in a small town, a small steel town in Pennsylvania. So I was born in New Jersey, in South Jersey, Burlington City, Burlington County. And then my family moved over to Pennsylvania. And so my formative years were formed in Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Pottstown?
Yeah,
okay.
Pottstown, Pennsylvania. A little west and north of Philadelphia. And I went to elementary school there, middle school, and graduated from high school there. And once I left high school, I actually started college in the north. Mm-hmm. At a place called the University of Hartford. Basketball sent me north. And I spent a year or so there, and then I joined the military. And after spending some time in the military, I had an epiphany about dreams deferred. And I ran into a gentleman who steered me to Morehouse College. Mm-hmm. And I actually ended up graduating from Morehouse College.
Morehouse man.
Yes. Life-changing. Yes, life-changing. I wouldn't have done it any differently. I think that was an important part of my development. And yes, I wouldn't do anything different in that regard. Mm-hmm. But once I had graduated, I set sails to the north again and ended up back in Pennsylvania and went to graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania. That opportunity sort of dropped in my lap, much like my opportunity at Morehouse. Someone reached out to me and thought it'd be a good idea for me to sort of shape my ideas in a different way. And so I spent a number of years at the University of Pennsylvania, and several days before my graduation from the University of Pennsylvania, I actually married Mrs. Valentine. Yes. So Valerie Boyd became Valerie Valentine just days before my graduation from the University of Pennsylvania. And so that was a very important time in my life. And stabilizing force, she has been even till today. Yes. And once I left the University of Pennsylvania, I actually went on active duty. Mm-hmm. And I was commissioned in the Medical Service Corps, where I served for a number of years. I had a deployment in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Mm-hmm. And so part of the 3rd Infantry Division movement to Iraq, I was part of that first push. And if you can imagine, that was a very interesting experience. But it gave me a different outlook on the uncertainty about life. Yeah. And the importance of taking advantage of every opportunity that you have. And so I value life. And when there's an opportunity, I try to grab it because life is so uncertain. Mm-hmm. Life is so uncertain. It's unfortunate in many ways that we found ourselves in Iraq at that particular time. But as a military officer, when the flag goes up, you salute it.
That's right.
And that's the position that I was in at that time, and I'm happy to have served. I'm happy to have served. Oddly enough, we're on the verge of Memorial Day, and so it takes me back to some of the people that we lost in Iraq. Who, one day you're eating lunch or dinner, and then the next day they don't return. And so I'll be thinking about those people on Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We appreciate your participation in that upcoming event and just the things that you've done already in your short tenure here.
Yes. So I actually look forward to the opportunity. I was honored that they reached out and asked me would I do that. And so I look forward to engaging the community around our Gold Star families.
Yeah.
Yes, I look forward to the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what landed you in Durham?
That stabilizing force.
I was going to offer that, but I wanted you to say it.
Yes. So actually, we were in Oklahoma at the time, and I told you, being away in war, you sort of have epiphanies, multiple, in fact. And I had always discussed with Valerie about the opportunity to go to law school if it presented itself. And by that time, we actually had three little children. So I had applied for a fully funded opportunity through the military for law school, but didn't get picked up. But I had done all of the prerequisites for law school. And I remember studying in that musty library at Fort Sill for the LSAT. But my plan at that particular moment in time was really to stay in Texas or stay close to Texas. We were in Oklahoma. We had just left Texas. And I said, hon, we're right in the area. We had a good run in Texas. Maybe we'll go there for law school. My wife says, we're only going one place. And I said, really? She said, yes, we're going to Durham, North Carolina. And so we had been stationed at Fort Bragg previously. And Valerie used to make trips up here to the old South Square, and she loved the community feel here in Durham. And so that's really how we ended up here. My wife said there's only one place that we're going. That's back to North Carolina, and preferably, somewhere close to Durham. And in fact, my opportunity came at North Carolina Central University School of Law, and that's how we ended up here in Durham.
Well, excellent.
Yes.
Great choice.
Yes.
Great choice.
Yes.
Now, what led you to political office?
That is an interesting question. So January 6th of a number of years ago, when it appeared that democracy had been turned upside down, I could not believe what I was witnessing. And I told myself that I was going to get off the sideline and remain off the sideline for the remainder of my days here. And so I started to get involved in a public way that I had never done before. Yeah. And that, through one sort of opportunity and then another, sort of led me into a space where I presented myself as a candidate for office. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yes.
Well, you have literally hit the ground running. It's been about 6 months since you took office. I know at the beginning we threw a lot of things at you in that orientation. All the departments came forward and shared information. And then I think, did you go over to the School of Government and get that introduction as well?
So I did go over to the School of Government, but I went to one of their satellite sort of sessions in Winston-Salem.
Okay.
Yes, it was a large number of county commissioners from around the state that actually gathered for that session, and very informative. Yes, very informative. And I had the opportunity to spend some time with my colleague, Commissioner Burton. She went along with me.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think the opportunities that the School of Government provides are worth their weight. Yes.
Excellent.
In gold, if I might add. Yes.
Excellent. So I know, most people don't know that in addition to being a commissioner, you all actually serve on many other boards and commissions.
Yes.
And so talk about some of the other involvements that you have.
So my largest involvement, as I as I see it, is serving on the social service board. I have a background in social work, and so I'm naturally, I naturally gravitate toward opportunities that deal with children and families.
Yeah.
And so I think, and I've said this publicly before, I think any funding that goes into children is worth every penny spent. And also the protection of children, quite frankly. One of the things that I ran on was taking a good look at reunification in our social service system. And so it's not one of those sort of mandated reporting areas with the state, but I see it as something that we can improve on here in Durham County, ensuring that our children, once they come in the system, have an opportunity to get back to their families of origin. That's important to me.
Yeah.
Family is important, and I think that the best place for young children is with their families of origin, if at all possible. So that's one of the important functions that I serve with respect to the boards and commissions.
Now, I know you also have a full-time job, if you will.
Yes, I do. I actually serve as the director and the supervising attorney for the Veterans Law Clinic over at North Carolina Central University School of Law. I count it an honor and a privilege every day to be able to help veterans in our community in that capacity, and also to teach children, show my age, to teach students how to practice law in this area, whether it's before the Department of Veterans Affairs, at the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims, the Federal Circuit, and I'm being barred at the Supreme Court of the United States. I hope to someday actually take a case to the Supreme Court.
Right.
So once I've done that, I can say goodbye to the legal profession. But yes, my full-time job is with North Carolina Central University. I'm glad that they brought me back.
Yes, well, we're certainly glad that you're there.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have a full-time job, you have all these boards and commissions, you're a county commissioner, people want you everywhere. When do you find time to do something that you want to do? And what do you like to do when you have some extra time?
So let me just say this, Deborah. It's very challenging these days. There are a lot of demands on my time. And so I have to talk to Miss Valerie a lot about what my priorities are. Certainly, being a county commissioner is a great and lofty responsibility, one that I take very serious. But I have to find some time for myself. I said that. I think even before the show, we were talking about Sunday. I'm a very spiritual person. Yeah. And so every opportunity that I get to be in a household of fellowship, I take the time to do it. And I'm very active in my church. And so that's sort of relaxing for me, giving back to my community in a different type of way. And so I spend a lot of time at church, and me and my wife walk. You know, so we're advancing, right? It used to be at one time that I was able to run, but these days I do more walking than running. And all my children now are now grown, so I don't have the opportunity to spend time with them the same way that I did once before. But me and Valerie are finding time to spend more time with each other as we move on in this life.
Well, that's great. It sounds like you've got a really good work-life balance.
Yes. Well, Valerie would probably say I could do a better job, but I'm doing a good job of juggling all the responsibilities that I have, yes.
Yeah. Well, we're about out of time. Is there one thing you wanted to touch on that we didn't mention?
So I wanted to talk a little bit about my opportunities with the federal government. And so when I left law school, it actually was my intent to go directly back to the Army.
Okay.
But Lisa Morgan was one of the deans.
Friend of mine.
Yes. Over at North Carolina Central School of Law. And she said, Valentine, I want you to take a look at this fellowship with the government. And so I opened up the packet. It said something about Presidential Management Fellowship. And I said, Lisa, I'm not going to be competitive for that. Why are you giving that to me? She's like, Valentine, fill that thing out. And so I filled it out, and lo and behold, I was selected. And so instead of going directly back to the military, I spent some time at the U.S. State Department, where I served as a liaison to the Pentagon. And through that opportunity, I had some developmental assignments that led me to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Columbia. So I spent some time as a prosecutor.
Okay.
And I also spent some time on Capitol Hill as an aide to the late Congressman Donald Payne, Sr. We lost his son here recently, but I worked for Donald Payne Sr. And so those developmental assignments and my time at the State Department really opened my eyes to government in a way that I had never experienced before. Even having spent time in the military, I got to look at government from a different lens. And so I think that's really helped me with my development.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're just so fortunate that you are here in our community, and we are wishing you the best for a long tenure.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with you today.
And I look forward to having you on the show again.
Are we ready?
All right.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the aging and adult services. We'll see you on the other side.
When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without a high school diploma. My name is Ariel, and my entire life changed when I took a chance and I got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges. Oh my goodness.
So Ariel, we made this yearbook for you. It has notes from all the people that are here.
Apoyo y orientación que me
Your achievement has set an example for so many students. Most importantly, your daughter.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents.
You think you created family out of characters?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna take that and make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the first date, Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at on the way out? In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Welcome back to In Touch. It's my pleasure to welcome Travis Williams to the show. Hello, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here.
If you wouldn't mind, take a few minutes to tell us about your background. How long have you been at Durham County?
I started with Durham County last September, so this is like going on my 8th month. And before that, I was working with the state, but I've been with Durham County Social Services now since September.
Okay, do you like it?
I love it. Love the work we do. Love the people. Love the community. So.
Well, we're so glad to have you. So, one of the things that we know is that, we have the aging of America. We have the aging of Durham, between our low birth rate and people living longer. We've got just a greater number of seniors. Exactly what is the age of seniors? I've heard 55 plus. I've heard 65 plus. What do you consider?
I would consider, and I would say I'm 53, so I'm going to go and say 55. So most places do recognize senior citizens starting at 55. But of course, you can get your AARP card at 50, but most people recognize senior citizens at 55 and over.
I was just not feeling it. When they started sending me that letter, I'm like, not me, not me.
I agree.
Why is it important to support our seniors as they age?
Well, the biggest reason why we want to support our seniors is that we want to make sure that they maintain their dignity, their independence, and their right to be able to have a quality of life. So what we want to do is actually have these resources for them so that they can have that and feel safe in their own homes and to be able to live longer, safer, and like I said, more independently.
Yeah, that's important. Now, I know we certainly have the unit in social services that addresses this age group. How many clients do we have roughly?
Last month, we saw over 1,200 people in our division.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good group. And I guess there are various services that you all provide.
Yes, we do. Oh, in my division, we start off with Adult Protective Services, which is APS, guardianship. We have special assistance in-home. We have Meals on Wheels, in-home aid. We also have our crisis program that actually assists with rental and utility assistance.
So do you help people when they are maybe victims of financial fraud?
That is a APS exploitation case. Yes, we do. We will go out and we would evaluate that case to determine if that actually happened. And if it does, we will recommend that case be sent to the proper authorities.
Now, I understand that later on this summer, you guys, on June 12th, you're having a fair, the Aging Gracefully Resource Fair. Where will that event be held?
That event will be held at our DSS office downtown in downtown Durham at 414 East Main Street. And the hours of that fair is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Have we had a fair like this before?
No, this is our first fair.
So whose idea was it?
Well, it was a combination of my staff and our communications liaison, and we was discussing what can we do to really get the word out about our services. Because as you spoke earlier about the senior population, in 10 years, according to some statistics, we're going to have more seniors in Durham County than we have young people between the ages of 18 and 21.
Now, you know, I actually heard a demographer a couple of years ago talk about something that kind of bears that out. He talked about the fact that, incredibly, we actually end up right now selling more adult diapers than baby diapers.
I believe that, yes. We have a lot of people, a lot of seniors in Durham that need services like that, and I can actually see that is an issue that happens.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the purpose of this event, really? Who should attend?
Who should attend are seniors, their families, caretakers, older students, providers. People just want information. Those that may have senior family members who have not been impacted by anything yet may just want to come out and get that information, because what we found out in our research is that a lot of times when something does happen, a major crisis happen, people are unaware of the services that they can get for their family members. So what we want to do is have this information out now so that people will know in case that does happen, we're here.
Yeah.
And there are other providers that can help out as well.
So are there going to be like workshops, little sessions? How is it going to be organized?
It's going to be workshop. It's going to be seminars. We're going to have our Medicaid program. We're going to have people from financial services. We're going to have people from all over the community that actually direct their services towards seniors. That's going to be there. And it's going to be very informative. It's going to be interactive as well. We're going to have like a kind of a choose to move kind of interactive session during the fair. So it's going to be very nice. I mean, we really encourage people to come out, get information, and be able to come out and move around and just really see what's going on.
And I understand there may be a food truck or two there.
Yes, ma'am. There is going to be a food truck. Well, we're working on that now. We haven't. we're working on it, and we really believe we're going to have some trucks there. But we just want to really make sure we confirm that. I don't want to put that out just yet and say they're going to be there. But we have actually made those contacts, and we're really trying to.
That's good, because you know we love our food trucks.
We love our food trucks, and I think it's going to be great that if people come out, because the event is free. So if they can come out and be able to enjoy, get the information and be able to enjoy the fair, be able to get something to eat, they can come back in and stay for the full day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah. So you're right. That's a full day. So how are you getting the word out?
Through social media, through word of mouth, our partners. We're being very intentional about making sure that people know that what we're doing. We're actually informed our county commissioners about the fair as well. So we're really trying to push this event out so that we can get a huge turnout.
Yeah. So how large is your unit?
My unit right now, I have 9 programs and 10 supervisors with 2 program managers. So a staff of approximately about 65. And like I said, last month, totally for my division, we saw over 1,200 people.
So what are some of the most used services that you provide?
That is a good question, and I would say if I had to round out my top 3, it's going to be our crisis team, which handles rental and utility assistance. Also, our APS program, which actually anyone notices that someone's been abused or have allegations of abuse, we ask that they call in. We see a lot of that. People do make those referrals, and we want to encourage people to always do that as well. And lastly, we have our Meals on Wheels program. That's a huge program as well. We have a waiting list now, unfortunately, for people to get on it, but it's very popular.
And that's actually one of the things I have heard, that you all do have a waiting list for Meals on Wheels.
We do.
Yeah, but I also hear you have some really good volunteers.
We have some excellent volunteers. Our volunteers are excellent. We couldn't do our job without them.
So Travis, tell us, where did you start your career?
I started my career in Memphis, Tennessee as an eligibility counselor. My programs were SNAP, TANF, and Medicaid. And from there, I just progressed on and became a supervisor, and I love what I do. So I've been in this field like this almost 25 years now, and I've touched every aspect of it, from eligibility programs to aging and adults to TANF and child care, those programs. So I really love what I do.
I can tell you, I can see all the passion that you have. Yeah, special place in your heart for
Yes, it is.
These clients.
Yes. I believe that everyone deserves the right to have a fair and a quality of life. And if we can do anything to help make that happen, then we should.
Yeah. So are you seeing more people that seem to be caring for their aging parents?
Yes, I am. And also with that being said, one of the things that I've seen with that is that those people actually need resources themselves, because being a caretaker is a huge responsibility, and that's what this fair is really about as well, so they can see what the resources are as well, so they can try to get the help that they need to continue to be a great caretaker for their family members.
Yeah, we're in some changing times.
Yes,
that's
we
for
are.
Sure.
And I have to add, the population is getting younger. We talk about seniors, and that's our primary focus. But the population is getting younger. We still serve the disabled as well. So any adult over the age of 18 can get our services. So if someone is being abused, say 21 or 22, someone can call and make a referral as well, and they can be actually evaluated for APS services.
Yeah, because it's important that we take care of our community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially those that are vulnerable and cannot take care of themselves. So, and that's what our programs, again, like guardianship, we have that program that those persons without capacity can have a guardian. And of course, we're their guardian, and ensure that they're getting the necessary resources that they need.
Yeah. So I know it's really sad when you hear those situations of, people who have been abused. Yeah.
It is. And I mean, our job is to go out and evaluate as soon as possible to make sure that get that person out of that situation as quickly as possible if we can.
Yeah. Well, again, we want to thank you for having this fair, and just remind our folks one more time when the fair is taking place.
The resource fair will be held Wednesday, June 12th at 414 East Main, the DSS Durham, the DSS Social Services Office, and the times is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, again, we want to thank you so much for all you and your unit do to take care of our aging seniors and their families in Durham County.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss this fair. I believe it's going to be a great event, and it's something that we hope that we can do year after.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Well, we want to thank you all so much for joining us. Be sure to follow us on social media, including now Blue Sky. We'll see you next time on In Touch with Durham County. Cheers.